What's going on? What's going on? All right, all right. You know what time it is. You know what rhyme it is. This is the second video for today. I'm your gracious host, A6. As you can see, I'm actually not out in the car right now. I wanted to do a real quick video. I forgot to do this one or forgot to mention this in the last video. So the birth certificate thing or the certificate of live birth. Okay, so when you were first born, there was two copies of documentation that were pretty much given for when your physical body was born and then when your straw man was created, which everybody knows the straw man by now was pretty much created so you could engage in commerce with the United States corporation. So a lot of people are trying to get their certificate of live birth, and if they don't have them already, their birth certificates. So here's the thing with the certificate of live birth. If you don't know how to ask for the right copy, they're gonna give you the straw man one because they don't want you to have the original. The original was the proper spelling of your upper and lowercase name. So what they'll try to do is they'll try to give you the all caps one because they really, like I said, they don't want you to have the upper and lowercase. But the fact that they even can create an upper and lowercase letter document shows you that they're no, it's not just the way their computers were set up. They can actually put them in there the right way. They're doing that on purpose, so to keep you in the dark about what's actually happening. There's a lot of things you can do with these certificates of live birth and birth certificates too. We'll get into that at a later point. But as of right now, if you just want to obtain the original, what I would suggest doing is you're going to have to go to Department of Vital Statistics or Vital Records, depending on where you are. They'll have a copy of that. When you call in, you probably can't go in now because of the whole COVID situation. But when you call in, you can actually ask for a book copy, and the book copy is actually going to be the one in upper and lowercase. If you don't ask for the book copy, they're going to give you the one in all caps because, again, you have to specify which one you want. They even might still try to tell you they don't know what you're talking about because that's what they did to a friend of mine. They did that to, and they did that to me too. I had to call in and because I couldn't go in, and I had to basically like go around and around with this lady who was pretty much the bottom of the totem pole. And you know, at the bottom of the totem pole, you're only told just enough to keep the machine moving. You're not told what's happening and why it's happening. You're just told enough to keep the machine operating the way it's supposed to. So yeah, so basically I had to go round and around with this lady, and then I basically told her, you know, I got tired of dealing with it. I just say, okay, hey, is there a manager there? So she puts me on hold for about 5 minutes, and then she comes back and says, yeah, the manager's busy. I have to have the manager give you a call. So I says, all right, I left my number and all that, and of course she didn't call me, of course. So I went ahead and she did tell me though, she dropped a little piece of information, I think, which was like basically a hint saying, yeah, if you want to get any other copies of your certificate of live birth, you need to go on the website and you need to put in your. Well, this is what she told me for Baltimore. I don't know about where you guys are, so you might want to double check that. But for Baltimore, it was your name, and then for middle name you put book copy, and then for the last name you basically put your last name there or whatever, and then you send it in, and then they'll send you a copy of your certificate of live birth in upper and lower case. That's what I actually had to do for mine, but not before the manager actually called me. So when I filled out the information online, the manager called me afterwards, and she said, "Yeah, I see the request on here, and I also got your information to call you back. So you were asking my associate about the birth certificate and which one were you looking for." I explained to her I want the one in the upper lowercase. They're not going to tell you it's the upper and lowercase one. They're just going to tell you how it was put in the computer is how we print it up. They're not supposed to tell you it's upper and lowercase because this is not supposed to be something that you're privy to. This is supposed to be a shadow thing that's operated in the dark. You're supposed to think the all uppercase is you, and you're not supposed to think anything else. So with that said, they're not telling you exactly what the truth is. You have to know the truth and know what to ask for. So I went ahead and asked for that. It took about I think I got the overnight, yo, because I wanted that shit ASAP, yo. But yeah, you get a copy of it. You don't get the original, but you get a copy of it. So I got the copy of the original, and it actually is in upper and lower case. Then I also have the straw man's, which is in all uppercase. And they tried to a while back. This is about 10 years ago, 15 years ago. My mom actually contacted them and tried to get the original document, but they gave her the straw man's, but she didn't know the difference, so she accepted it. And when I looked at it, it was in all uppercase. I'm like, yo, ain't this a bitch? So They tried to get over her too. So I got all three now. I got two for the straw man. I got the birth certificate for the straw man, the certificate of live birth for the straw man, which is not really real because the straw man is not actually alive. And then I got my physical body's certificate of live birth. So I got all those. I got everything. So the word on the street is, no, I'm still learning about all this stuff. So word on the street is you can actually use the certificate of live birth for your physical body to discharge a debt. That's what the certificate of live birth can be used for, from what I understand. Now, I'm not there yet. I'm still reading on that, but that's what I hear. Maybe any of you guys who are like experts at this kind of stuff, if you know anything in the comment section, you can drop a comment if anybody has any questions about it. But I'm still doing a lot of reading. I've read a few books on it, but it's just so much information. You want to make sure you got it locked down, because you can't be halfway right when you're doing this kind of shit. You have to be walking exactly how it is in the books, and it has to be done exactly how it's written. Otherwise, you could end up in a whole lot of shit. So just make sure you dot your I's and cross your T's. You'll be straight. But yeah, you can. This is something anybody can do if you just want to have a record. Go right down to your vital statistics, and then basically tell them what you need, and they'll try to help you as best as they're allowed to help you. But I've had a friend say they refused to give him it. They tried to give him the straw man's, and he said, "No, I don't want this one. I want the actual one with my upper and lowercase." So he had to get the manager out, and then the manager talked to him and told him, "We can't give it to you." And it took like another half hour. Then he had to get his mom to talk to him because he was getting too angry. It was a lot, but he finally got it. But it's not going to be any walk in and out type situation with this shit. It's going to be, you're going to have to know what you're talking about and stand on your square. Because again, you're not supposed to know this shit. The birth certificate itself and any other documents that were created by the United States corporation are all owned by China. China owns all that shit. They also own your mortgage and everything else too. I just actually learned that also. So I mean, those are. I think it's Britain too, though, man. I really think it's Britain also. I don't think it's just China. I think it's Britain. I think it's also Britain. But is what it is on that one. Let me know what y'all think in the comment section. Meanwhile, I'm gonna go ahead and finish relaxing and watching some TV and doing some more reading. I'll holler at y'all later. Peace out.